Picture this. A lone traveler approaches what appears to be a welcoming inn along a dusty road in ancient Greece. The host greets him with a warm smile, offering food, wine, and a comfortable bed for the night. But this isn't just any ordinary hospitality. This is a trap that has claimed countless victims, and the traveler walking into it is no ordinary man. He's Theseus, the hero who would become king of Athens, and he's about to face one of the most twisted villains in all of Greek mythology. In the ancient world of Greece, around the 8th century before the Common Era, myths weren't just entertainment. They were the foundation of understanding human nature, justice, and the cosmic order. These stories taught lessons about courage, consequences, and the eternal struggle between civilization and chaos. The tale of Theseus and Procrustes represents one of humanity's oldest stories about confronting evil and establishing justice. Theseus stands as one of Greece's greatest heroes, second only to Heracles in fame and accomplishment. Born as the son of Aegeus, king of Athens, and the princess Aethra of Troezen, Theseus possessed both royal blood and divine favor. Poseidon, god of the seas, was also considered his father, giving the young hero supernatural strength and courage. But Theseus wasn't content to simply inherit his throne. He chose the dangerous overland route to Athens, deliberately seeking out the monsters and bandits that terrorize travelers, determined to cleanse the roads and prove his worthiness as a leader. Along the road between Troezen and Athens lay a stretch particularly feared by ancient travelers. Here lived Procrustes, whose name means the stretcher in ancient Greek. This wasn't a nickname earned through hospitality. Procrustes had earned his reputation through a horrifying practice that combined fake kindness with sadistic cruelty. He would invite weary travelers to rest in his home, offering them his famous iron bed. But this bed came with a terrible price. Procrustes claimed his bed was magical, perfectly sized to fit any guest. The reality was far more sinister. If a traveler was too short for the bed, Procrustes would stretch their body on a rack until they fit exactly. If they were too tall, he would cut off their legs or head to make them the right size. No one ever survived a night in Procrustes' bed. The bandit had turned hospitality, one of the most sacred customs in Greek culture, into an instrument of torture and murder. This perversion of guest friendship, known as xenia in ancient Greek, represented the ultimate violation of civilized society. The Greeks believed that Zeus himself protected the relationship between host and guest. To abuse this sacred trust was to invite divine punishment. Procrustes wasn't just a murderer. He was an enemy of the gods themselves. When Theseus arrives at Procrustes' dwelling, he already knows the bandit's reputation. Word of the stretcher's crimes has spread throughout the region, but no hero has yet been strong enough or clever enough to stop him. Procrustes appears as a large, powerful man, with arms strengthened by years of operating his torture devices. His smile seems genuine, his manner welcoming, but his eyes hold the cold calculation of a predator. The bandit extends his usual invitation, praising his wonderful bed and insisting that Theseus must be tired from his long journey. He speaks of comfort, of rest, of the perfect night's sleep that awaits. Every word is honey-sweet poison, designed to lull the hero into a false sense of security. But Theseus has faced the Minotaur in its labyrinth and defeated bandits across the Greek countryside. He recognizes danger when it wears a friendly face. The confrontation begins not with swords or spears, but with words. Theseus pretends to consider the offer, asking detailed questions about this miraculous bed. How exactly does it work? What makes it so special? As Procrustes explains his method, believing he's speaking to another victim, Theseus studies the room, noting the chains, the stretching devices, the bloodstains that even careful cleaning couldn't completely remove. The psychological battle intensifies as each man tries to outwit the other. Procrustes grows increasingly eager to demonstrate his bed's properties, while Theseus continues to ask innocent questions that reveal the full horror of the bandit's methods. The tension builds as viewers realize that this isn't just a physical confrontation waiting to happen, but a clash between two completely different moral universes. Then Theseus makes his move, but not in the way anyone expects. Instead of attacking Procrustes directly, he suggests that the bandit demonstrate how the bed works. After all, who better to show its properties than its creator? Procrustes, caught off guard by this request but too proud to refuse, lies down on his own iron bed. The tables turn in an instant. Theseus reveals his true identity and purpose, explaining that he's come to end Procrustes' reign of terror. The hero applies the bandit's own twisted logic against him. Since Procrustes doesn't fit his bed perfectly, he must be adjusted to match it. The stretcher becomes the stretched, experiencing firsthand the agony he's inflicted on countless innocent travelers. This moment represents more than simple revenge. It embodies the ancient Greek concept of poetic justice, where the punishment mirrors the crime exactly. Procrustes dies by his own method, a victim of the very system he created. The Greeks called this principle an eye for an eye, but it went deeper than mere retaliation. It represented the cosmic balance being restored, the natural order reasserting itself against chaos. The defeat of Procrustes carries profound symbolic meaning that resonates even today. The bandit represents tyranny in its most personal form, the abuse of power over the helpless and vulnerable. His perversion of hospitality mirrors how dictators and oppressors throughout history have used institutions meant to protect and serve as tools of control and harm. Theseus's victory demonstrates that true heroism isn't just about physical strength or magical weapons. It requires intelligence, moral courage, and the willingness to confront evil even when it wears a friendly face. The hero succeeds not through brute force alone, but by understanding his enemy and turning Procrustes' own methods against him. The story also explores the theme of justice versus vengeance. Theseus doesn't simply kill Procrustes in anger. He ensures that the bandit experiences exactly what his victims suffered. This measured response reflects the Greek ideal of proportional justice, where the punishment fits not just the severity of the crime, but its specific nature. After Procrustes' death, Theseus destroys the iron bed and the torture devices, ensuring that no one else can continue the bandit's work. He then continues his journey to Athens, having made the road safer for all travelers. This act of heroism becomes part of the foundation of his later reign as king, demonstrating his commitment to protecting the innocent and upholding justice. The influence of this story extends far beyond ancient Greece. The term Procrustean bed has entered modern language, describing any situation where people are forced to fit arbitrary standards, regardless of their individual nature. We see Procrustean thinking in rigid bureaucracies, educational systems that ignore individual differences, and social movements that demand absolute conformity. In literature and art, the story has inspired countless retellings and adaptations. Renaissance painters depicted the dramatic confrontation, while modern writers have used the tale as a metaphor for everything from corporate culture to political oppression. The image of the iron bed has become a powerful symbol of how systems meant to serve us can become instruments of our destruction. The psychological insights of this ancient story remain remarkably relevant. Procrustes represents the human tendency to force reality to match our preconceptions, rather than adapting our ideas to fit the evidence. In our age of social media echo chambers and political polarization, we all risk becoming modern versions of Procrustes, stretching or cutting away facts that don't fit our preferred narrative. Theseus's approach offers a different model. He succeeds by remaining flexible, observant, and willing to turn his enemy's strengths into weaknesses. His victory comes not from imposing his will on others, but from exposing the fundamental contradictions in Procrustes' system. The tale of Theseus and Procrustes ultimately teaches us that true strength lies not in forcing others to conform to our standards, but in adapting our methods to serve justice and protect the innocent. It reminds us that the greatest heroes are those who use their power not for personal gain, but to create a world where all people can travel safely on their own journeys. In our modern world, where we face new forms of tyranny and oppression, the story of Theseus and Procrustes continues to inspire those who fight against systems that crush individual dignity in the name of false order. It stands as a timeless reminder that sometimes the greatest act of heroism is simply refusing to lie down on someone else's bed.